back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look that you see right here. I am just like in a good mood right now because this backdrop is just giving me, it's giving me some sort of vibe that I'm very into. I don't know if I've ever even filmed with a purple sparkly backdrop before, but I was like, I feel like it's very appropriate for this look. I actually just started playing with makeup earlier today because I got a new palette in the mail, and oh my god, my dog is snoring so much behind the camera, I'm sorry. But I got a new palette in the mail today, the 3502, and I was just like, I have to play with this. I played with it yesterday, and then I had to play with it again today, and I just had like this fun look in mind, so I was kind of like, was messing around, and that turned into like a full glam look, and then I got on Snapchat, and I was immediately blown up with requests to film a video on this look. So I thought I have to do it now. It's either now or never for me, but I'm just obsessed with this look. I can't stop looking at it in the viewfinder because it's like rose gold to purple to like orange and copper. Like I love what's happening on my eyes right now. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. For everyone who requested it, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, in this video, like, I'm gonna be using all different eyeshadows, different palettes, but you do not have to use exactly what I am using. This is what inspired me, and these are the palettes that I wanted to use, but you guys can use anything that you have at home. I'm pretty sure I say that in the tutorial as well. I hope that you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know how you feel about the glitter backdrops, because I know some people can't stand them, some people love them. I like let them come and go. You know, sometimes it's a natural backdrop, sometimes it's a glitter backdrop, but I'm into this purple right now. I'm having a moment. That's it. Just cut me off. I love you and enjoy the tutorial. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this new Morphe palette right here. This is the 3502. I know a lot of people tend to complain in my videos when I use Morphe palettes, but it's difficult for me because I have such a huge request to use their palettes, but then when I upload videos using them, I have a lot of people that are disappointed. So please keep in mind, if you're someone who doesn't want to purchase a Morphe palette for whatever reason, and you don't want to buy this palette and recreate this look that I'm doing today, you can recreate this look with any palette or any eyeshadows that you have. Anytime I ever use anything here on my channel, you guys, do not feel like you have to go with the exact same thing. You can recreate this with whatever you have at home. With that being said, I'm gonna pick up the first shade and the third shade in the palette, these two right here. I'm just gonna mix those together on a fluffy brush. I have Hocus Pocus playing on my iPad right now, and it's so hard not to just like stop and focus on it. I'm like, all right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that right in the crease of the eye and start buffing that outward. If you don't have a defined crease, that's the beauty of makeup. You can create a crease for yourself. Just do the exact same motions and your makeup will turn out pretty. And if you wanna make this super pigmented on the inner corner of the eye, you could. You could turn this into a halo look and make it super pigmented in here as well. I'm not gonna make it crazy pigmented in there. Like, as the product is leaving my brush, I'm just gonna lightly bring it in there, but I want the outer corner to be a little bit more intense than my inner corner. Okay, now I'm gonna take this shade right here in the second row, second one in. It's like a really deep kind of poopy brown color, but I love it. I love me some poopy and some pukey browns. I'm just gonna put that right over top of what we just did in that outer crease area. And make sure after applying every color, when you basically have nothing left on your brush, you always like just bring that upward and make sure that everything is really blended together. All right, I'm just gonna use some translucent powder and carve this out. I do this in every single video, so I don't even feel like I should explain myself really anymore why I'm doing this, because it's just getting redundant. I just changed the angle on my camera because I felt like it was like looking down on me and you guys couldn't really see what I was doing. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing better now. All right, now I'm gonna grab this gorgeous orange shade right here in the very center of the palette. And now I'm gonna take that and put that right over top again. For me, makeup, especially a smoky eye, is all about layering. I don't even know what I mean when I say especially a smoky eye. I feel like that same way with my face. Like when it comes to like primer and then like foundation and concealer and then just like a little bit of powder here and powder under the eyes. Like, I just think that you're gonna get the best results when you layer makeup. So if you're ever wondering why I go in with like 15 different shades in the outer corner, I just feel like at the end, you get such a blended, beautiful, blown out, flawless effect that's why I take those steps every single time. I'm making sure that I bring that color all the way down to that translucent powder. And if I wipe a little bit of it away, that's okay, because I can just take the brush and go right back and just boop, 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 and clean it up. All right, I'm gonna go back with those first two shades that I used in the very beginning on the brush, just because now that I have that darker color on, I want to really make sure that it's totally blended out. So just with a little bit of those first two shades, I'm gonna go over the edges of what I just did. And I'm still using the exact same brush that I started off with. I have not changed that yet. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this gorgeous, like intense, hot, kind of pinky red shade. I'm gonna mix it with this orange shade in the center that I've been using, just because this all by itself is gonna be a little bit too pink for the look that I'm going for. So mixing it and combining it with this one is gonna make it a little bit more of like a terracotta red and not as much of like a pink red. And now I'm switching it out for a little bit of a smaller brush right now. And we're just gonna put that right deep there in the crease area and just bring it over this way in like a rainbow. Windshield wiper motions. All right, so now I'm gonna dip into my palette. Sorry, this one is so dirty right now. I'm gonna go in with the shade Hunty right here, like that really orange, intense kind of like brick red. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and just deepen this area. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this really intense shimmery pink shade right here. It has like a little bit of other shadow on it because I was playing with it earlier. But I'm gonna take that on just a flat brush like this one right here. This is a MAC 240, wait, why did I just, yeah, 242. I gave my brush just a little bit of spray with some MAC Fix Plus so that it goes on really, really easy and metallic. And I'm going to just dab this all over the lid. Gosh, this color is so awesome. And you can see when you spray the brush with some Fix Plus, like you don't even have to swipe. Like you don't have to do anything. You just like barely pat and the product is just gonna go right under the lid so easily. So now I'm gonna grab my palette and I'm gonna go in with the shade Royalty right here, which is this purple that basically perfectly matches my background. And then with the purple, I'm just gonna go right over top of that entire lid. I just wanted to lay that pink down first as a base because I wanted it to kind of like shine through the purple, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pat this all over the place. Definitely the heaviest and the most pigmented low down by the lash line where I'm at right now. And then as we get higher, I will go in with less product and kind of let it fade out a little bit. Just kind of move it around in to that first shade that we put on the lid. Okay, so then I'm going to grab the Sephora Pro palette, this one right here. It is the editorial one. It's full of so many vibrant and gorgeous, like intense pops of color. I'm gonna take this matte purple right here. It's like a kind of like a deeper lilac almost. And I'm gonna mix that with the shade Soda Pop from my palette, which is this super, super dark purple right here that almost looks like a blackish, like deep brown, but it is purple. So I'm gonna mix those two shades together. And then I'm just gonna go right there in the crease with both of those shades and then just kind of marry that lid color in that transition color together. I'm just gonna put this powder on my under eye area since I'm starting to blend. I don't wanna have a bunch of fallout and ruin my foundation or my face powder at all. I'm gonna go in with that exact same purple shade that I've been working with from the Sephora Pro palette on like a much tiny, smaller blending brush. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that and bring it into this area. I actually would like to have a brush even smaller than this, but mine are dirty right now. And I don't wanna go in with a dirty brush, so I'm gonna just use this one. I'm gonna dip back into that matte orange shade right there in the Morphe palette. And just really, really lightly, I'm going to go right over the edge of that purple with that orange just to kind of bring it all together because I don't want it to be like a harsh stop with that purple eyeshadow, you know? Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous like rose gold, look at my nails, they're covered in powder. This gorgeous rose gold shade right here in the palette. Like this is one of my favorite shimmers in the palette. It just like speaks to me and I love the idea of putting it over a purple. I just think it looks gorgeous together. It's such a pretty color over top of this eye look because it kind of like complements the crease color and the purple and just kind of brings it all together and makes it one. I'm just putting it right there in the center and then just really subtly blending it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with the matte orange right here from the Morphe palette. And then I'm also gonna grab the shade Hunty from my palette, which is right here. I'm gonna mix those two shades together equally on a pencil brush and just blend it out on my lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with Soda Pop right here on the very bottom again, that matte deep purple. I'm gonna take some gel liner. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio in the shade Blackest Black. Just a little brush, any brush will do. I'm gonna pop this in my inner waterline right there on my lower lash. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that really intense matte ready pink right here. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of this one as well. You know me, I'm always mixing colors from palettes. It's like when I have an entire palette sitting in front of me, I don't wanna just be limited to using like one color. Like I have to dip my brush into like 2 or 3 every single time. I'm gonna mix a little bit of those two because I don't want it to be too intense. I'm gonna like dull it down a little bit with that color, and I'm just gonna go right over top of that purple and blend it all together. I'm gonna go in with the first color in my palette right here. This is the shade In Light, and I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye for a little highlight. You know how I do. All right, so now I'm just gonna do my brows really quickly. I like how I say really quickly, even though this is gonna take at least 5 minutes. Okay, so now that my brows are done and looking very full, if I might add, I just personally feel like no eye look is ever complete without lower mascara. Like even if you have a really short lower lashes, I don't know, I just feel like it makes such a big difference. It's like when you do your eyeshadow, like so much powder just gets all over your lashes from the shadows. And even if you have like little tiny stumpy lashes, like I just feel like it blackens them up and just helps out the look in general. Okay, I'm gonna contour my cheeks really quickly. I'm using the Kat Von D, the ever so dirty Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette right here. I'm gonna go in with that middle shade and just lightly sculpt out my cheekbones. And then I'm actually going to grab a little bronzer as well and just go over top of that contour and warm up my face, especially with a look like this. Like when I have like a smoky eye that has any warmth in it, I really like to warm up my face a lot so that it looks nice and even and like everything just kind of comes together. And I am really fair right now, like my spray tan has faded so much, so I want to warm up my skin a little bit to complement the eyes. All right, I'm gonna go in with a little blush. I'm gonna be using Makeup Geek Summer Fling. It's like this light peachy coral right here. I'm gonna take this NARS highlighting palette right here. These highlights are so beautiful. It's highlight and bronzer. I'm gonna take these 2 lightest ones in the palette and go ahead and just highlight the cheekbone area. I'm gonna take that on my Cupid's bow. I have like a little blemish right there on my chin, so I'm not gonna highlight too much there. I'm gonna take that lightest shade in the highlight palette and I'm gonna just put that right underneath of my brow as a brow highlight. I just realized I forgot to contour my nose and that is unacceptable. So I'm gonna just go ahead and grab the Kat Von D palette again with that middle shade and just get to contouring this bad boy. Okay, let me just wipe this off. Goodbye. Okay, my nose contour looks crazy in the viewfinder. It looks completely normal in person though. Who knows how it's gonna look on camera? Because in the viewfinder, it looks bad, but in person, it looks very natural. So I think we're gonna do a really pale nude lip today, which I have not done in such a long time, but I feel like this look just kind of calls for it. I've been obsessed with these Hourglass lipsticks recently, and this is the shade I Wish, and this is the shade One Day. All right, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of setting spray on my face to just seal the deal over here. Just a little bit. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm done. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoy this makeup tutorial that you see right here. It's been a while since I have done purple, so I'm really glad that I did this, and thank you to everyone who requested it in the first place. I'm sorry if I wasn't like peppy and just kind of like my normal self in this video. I'm feeling so tired and it's 11 o'clock right now, but I know that I'm not gonna have another opportunity this week before I leave for Miami on Monday to film this tutorial. So I was like, let me just do it now, power through, get it out of the way. That way I can move on to other stuff in the week. I'm babbling now. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for watching this. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I said, are you gone?
Yes.
Okay. It's insane. The things that I will do around my husband compared to filming, it just seems a little backward. It's like, I've literally let John pop a pimple in my ass crack before, but yet I won't let him see me film. I'm like, stop, this is embarrassing. The majority of the time, if you see me in public, like I look like a rodent. I never have any makeup on, maybe like a little leftover residue from like the day before. I'm just like, I'm not even like a purple person. Purple people, huh? What? Oh my God, you scared the out of me, John. Holy shit, because you walk around so creepy. Like when you come down, why don't you just say like, it's me. I heard something and I literally just freaked out.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, what are you doing down here?
Is it because I whispered, it's me?
Like, what was that whisper? That was terrifying.
I thought that you would be like, okay, cool.
Why would I whisper back? This is our house.
I didn't want to yell into your video.
Whoo! That scared me.
I hate how easily scared you are. It really sucks.
Well, then stop taking me to see terrifying movies. I don't know how you expect me to not scare easy when I just saw it a week ago.